Welcome back to our series of conditions and triggers for automatic pop-ups in Brizy WordPress and Brizy Pro. A reminder, my name is JP, and thank you for joining this course. If you've been with us all this way, good job. Golden stars for everyone. There's one feature within the automatic pop-ups that I want to quickly bring in here before we look at the rest of the triggers and the conditions. And that is something that is applied by default and practically build your pop-up. Let me explain what I mean. Let's go to the conditions again, and we go to our settings of the pop-up and then select display conditions. And the one I'm focused on here is this toggle switch that says what will trigger the pop-up to open, and under that it says trigger pop-up only once. For this demonstration, I'm going to go to on-page load and I'll put it on 1 second. And then I will select save. Let's go to the front end and look at the behavior of how a visitor will experience the interaction with our website with this current pop-up. I'll go to the front and I'll reload my page, and we expect that pop-up to pop up after 1 second. And that's exactly what happens. Now, I don't have a multi-page website here, but let's say this user comes back after a few minutes and it reloads the page. What's going to happen is that pop-up is going to appear again. And you've been on websites like this. It doesn't matter which page you navigate to. It doesn't matter how often you visit them. You keep getting that same pop-up. That may be the intent, but then it isn't a good intent from you as the developer. You should never overload people with a pop-up that makes them annoyed. The idea is that you have a pop-up, it's targeted, and then it shouldn't appear again. And computers are smart enough to know that a visitor comes from a specific address, and they can address that. And that is what this function is for. For example, you may give people a discount to sign up for a subscription. Now that person has signed up, and now that pop-up still appears all the time. So that can be annoying. If you see a call to action and you've already taken it up, you feel kind of like this website isn't well structured. That's what this button is for. It is turned off by default, or is it turned? It's turned off by default, which means if I turn it on and let's click on save, what's going to happen now is on this next reload, I think it should appear one. No, it's not going to appear. So already the data knows that I have seen this pop-up at least once, and it's not going to show me that pop-up again. This is really, really important. Because in this way, you don't annoy your visitor by showing them the same pop-up over and over again. This is not on by default. And why would it not be on by default, Sally? And the answer for that is because you need to test the pop-up. So we switch it off or on. It's off by default whenever you create a new pop-up. But this is very important that you remember to come and toggle this on once you are done with the pop-up, so that your visitors don't get overwhelmed with the same pop-up again and again when they come to your site. Trigger pop-up only once, that's on, and while you are developing it and testing it, you switch it off. Let's save and look at the next trigger.